right, let's connect it up. What's going on? December 1st, 2019 coming at you. Wait to connect right here through YouTube. 1 o'clock. We'll go for about an hour. Spoiler warning for all things Walking Dead. Thank you guys for joining me here. So we wait for this to connect and set it all up and be on there too. So it's the first live stream of December. We're going to be talking, about The Walking Dead and various content for every Sunday coming at you for the foreseeable future, So thank you guys for joining me. We'll wait for more people to join everything there too. So we're going a little bit for an hour, and I'm excited to talk about all things Walking Dead, talk about some Thanksgiving stuff, some stuff that's going around, and I'm excited to talk about it. The idea of The Walking Dead being on break is terrible because we got to wait so many months, right? What's up, Mark? So we got to wait until February 23rd. So we got all of December, all of January, and half of 3 weeks or so of February. So it's a long time, right? How are we going to do it? Well, together we can make it, that's for sure. We can make it from everybody making videos that we're going to be doing here. And I like the idea that we're going to be doing this together. We're going to be talking about a variety of topics over the break. Walking Dead, a bunch of stuff too, holidays, Star Wars and stuff, all that, Definitely want to check out the book series. That'll help fill the void a little bit for the zombie apocalypse story there. But thank you, Mark, Renee, It's Billy, Janet Person, LOL, XD, Xmas Girl 304, BB8, Terry, and, James, my guys here. So watching for work. Don't get in trouble there, James, So it's interesting that The Walking Dead returns February 23rd. And that's a long time from now, right? That's a long time for us to wait and wait and wait. And we don't have a Walking Dead episode for December and January. And we're like, man, it's a long time. So they probably had to put it February 23rd for a reason, right? I was hoping it would be a week or two earlier, but I wonder if it's going to be drawn out to connect with the spinoff show. The spring 2020 is The Walking Dead World Beyond. I don't know if they're going to connect the same day, if it's going to be a day or a week break, and then we'll get it back. But we're going to get 42 Sundays or Fridays or Mondays, whenever you watch it, of The Walking Dead universe. So, Jery Thomas, what did you think of the season finale? Was it disappointing for you? Well, just to clarify, Dre, it was the mid-season finale. We still have the back half of season 10. It was a little underwhelming. They set some things up more than anything, and I think the word is that it's going to be ramped up. The back half of season 10 is going to be go, 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 action, go, 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 action, go, 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 action. So if you watch Talking Dead, we'll talk about what Seth Gilliam said. He plays Father Gabriel on The Walking Dead. Dante was there, Juan Carlos, whatever, I remember his name is, but he was pretty cool. He was a nice guy, and a lot of times people are really nice, and Chris Hardwick said it too. Some of the I don't know how to say it, the villains or the biggest kind of dick characters, not the nicest characters on shows, are the nicest people in real life. And Juan Carlos seemed like a nice guy too. So it was interesting. So if you watch Talking Dead, there was an interesting line about what Father Gabriel, Seth Gilliam, said about Jery, that he was tackled by Cooper Andrews. I'm going to make a separate video on it because it deserves a topic of its own over the break. And, we love to talk about a variety of topics, but we're going to talk about that for sure over the break. And Seth said that he was tackled by Cooper Andrews, and he posted on a tweet on Twitter, and he goes that he was just tackled by Jery, or he just tackled Cooper Andrews is what it was. That's what it was. Cooper, I think, tweeted that he was just tackled by Seth Gilliam, like he was football tackled. So it was crazy that people are making a big deal out of it because Seth said they were at a death dinner. Someone that dies in the back half of season 10, and they equated death dinner with Jery dying, and that's how it goes. So I don't see the correlation between the two, especially after watching it, that I don't think that Seth said that Jerry's character, Jery, dies on the show and Cooper is there. It could be something that he could die, but he said that somebody dies in the back half of season 10. So that leaves it wide open. There could be a variety of people that die. I think the biggest character that is most likely to die in the back half of season 10 is Alpha. So that could be where they're at. We'll have to see. I hope Jery is safe. I hope that, because we're losing characters, right? We're losing so many characters. We're going to lose Michonne at some point. The early word was season 10, episode 12. So we'll have to see. But Xmas Girl Q&A, which character are you most worried about? Well, I don't know. Worry, that's a good question, because do you worry that they're going to die? Do you worry that their story is going to be boring? So like it's hard to say. Like, I'm not worried about any character because I have faith that Daryl's going to live, Carol's going to live, Judith's going to live, Michonne's going to go away. I doubt they're going to kill Michonne off. It doesn't make sense. Michonne is iconic. Michonne is such a face of The Walking Dead. There's no other character like her in anything, I would say, right? I mean, she's just such a badass. If you think Walking Dead, you think Rick, Michonne, Daryl, Carol, Carl, Negan, whatever you think of. Michonne's definitely one of those people. And they didn't kill Rick off. They left him for the movies. They're gonna keep Michonne probably the same way. I just hope the stories make sense. And I don't know. I just don't feel worried about these guys because I'm just not one of those things that I feel like, man, these characters are going to be in danger. I think they'll be okay. LOL XD, do you think we will be introduced to the Commonwealth this season? Well, I think we already were. I think that Stephanie over the radio, I think that was our initial introduction for it. I think that they're going to set that up in the back half of season 10, probably in the last 2 episodes of season 10 for season 11 to be the Commonwealth story arc for it. Now, I'll have some videos coming up over the break. I probably won't be posting 2-3 videos a day. I will be posting, 1 a day on there too, and maybe miss a day on there, but I'll try to keep up the daily content for it. But The Walking Dead is done filming. Season 10 is definitely done filming. They finished last week, right before Thanksgiving. So hopefully you guys had a good Thanksgiving. Puts me on track to say happy Thanksgiving, belated Thanksgiving. I know it was a couple of days ago. Hopefully you didn't travel and get stuck and all that stuff. It was okay. You got some deals if you went out shopping on Thanksgiving, Black Friday, online, in stores on there too. I got some stuff that we go to Target because there's a Target close to our house, and we got some different things. And, we went to Walgreens, and we went here, and then we got a bunch of different stuff. And, so it was kind of cool to take the time for it, and it wasn't too crazy. But, we're watching The Mandalorian. Hopefully you're checking that out. I'm going to watch that over the break. That's on every Friday. And then in a couple of weeks, it'll be Star Wars and, a bunch of things on there. I don't want to say too much about The Irishman on Netflix, because it's just not worth talking about, really. It's kind of lackluster for what I've seen. I've only watched a third of the movie. We watched a little over an hour, and it just really wasn't that great. So if you watch The Irishman on Netflix, don't say too much about it. Don't spoil it for anybody. But, I'm just like, man, this isn't the best movie so far. Hopefully it picks up in the last 2 hours of it. It's a 3 hour and 20-minute movie, so that's a long time. But it's going to be a lot of speculation. There's going to be a lot of speculation. There always is with this show, with The Walking Dead. So we're going to get Walking Dead talking about this. And I'm going to have a separate video over the break about it, but I want to talk about The Walking Dead World Beyond, right? So that's the spinoff show. Osvaldo Rivera, will Lydia survive this season? I think so. I don't know why they would kill her off. She's a character that can be good for the future of it. She's definitely going to be a big part of the Walking Dead's back half of season 10 for sure. So Nexus OG, do you have any solid theories on what legitimately keep Rick from returning to Alexandria? We have no idea. We have no idea what it'd be. Is he trapped? Is he locked up? Is he have amnesia? Does he have things? Because the only thing that makes sense is that he's at a place where he can't leave. There's armed guards. There's people that have. He doesn't have his gun. He doesn't have his wits about him. He doesn't have a team around him yet. And what's he been doing over the 6 years? Well, 6.5 years now, or 4 months have gone by since that time too. So, we're coming up on almost 6.5 years where Rick's been away. So I just hope it makes sense. There's just no way to say. But I'm sure there's going to be tons of speculation, theories, rumors. Like, I heard this and I heard that. And I heard The Walking Dead is going to film in Pittsburgh. The Walking Dead is going to film in Georgia and call it somewhere else. Movies, TV shows, production stuff, they do that. They film in Georgia for tax breaks, major tax breaks. They will film in downtown Atlanta, and they've already done it. Recently, they've done it. A couple weeks ago, they were filming there, and they're probably going to call it Pittsburgh. They're not going to actually go to another state, most likely. That would be awesome if they did, but that's usually what they do. That's usually how they do it and get around that too. There's been stuff that's filmed in Georgia. They called it Minnesota. If you watch the different shows, it's just for sure. So, R-Press34, would anyone be truly sad if Carol got killed off the show? I'd be sad. I think Carol and Melissa McBride is great. Melissa McBride brings a lot of stuff to the show, right? You don't know what you got till it's gone. And if a lot of these characters went away, you would be like, wow, they gave a lot of stuff to Carol. People give a lot of, hate and praise to Carol and Daryl, whether together or not or whatever, both characters. But they're the two most debated characters on the show of how relevant and how important they are. Everybody loves Rick, and they care about Rick, and people care about Negan and Michonne and, Carl and all this stuff. But Carol does a lot of stuff. Now, they need to make her a better character for the back half of season 10 because she's kind of the Rosita of season 7. She's kind of trying to make stuff happen. She's trying to do things, but they're giving her dumb things. Why would you just run into a cave without a flashlight? Or hold up, this could be a trap, right? It was almost like too obvious that you saw Alpha in the woods, and you're like, wow. And it really bothered me in the mid-season finale that she didn't fire an arrow, or anyone didn't fire an arrow at her. With the traditional like boom, and it sticks in a tree and just misses her. Like you didn't even try to do that too, So let's talk about the mid-season finale a little bit. I thought it was good. I didn't think it was great, and I didn't think it was terrible. The whole Dante, Father Gabriel, Dante, Whisperer, Spy stuff was good. That's done with. And a lot of people are still thinking about having another spy be that way for the Oceanside connection with Jules. We have a whole movie about that, a whole episode about that, video about that. And it's like, I don't want that to be played out. I just want the stuff to be happening and go, go, go. Maybe Jules is a spy and maybe that's how, Oceanside falls or something happens, but I don't want it to be this whole big thing for it. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen or it won't, but I personally hope it doesn't. We got the spy angle with Dante done. We know that they were there, but it would make sense if they had more spies for sure. I mean, if Alpha sent one to Hilltop and Oceanside in there, she'd be covered. So it just makes sense that it would be there, but I personally hope it's not there. Or if it is there, it's not that big of a thing where it takes over 2 episodes. Like the Dante thing really was 2 kind of episodes. Gary Page, who do you think will we lose this season? I don't mind losing Kelly, Rosita, Father G, and RJ just for shocks. So I don't know now because the early word is we're going to lose Kelly in season 10, episode 8 or 9. And now we see her in the trailer. If it was her or not, it's kind of, tough to watch. Father Gabriel is definitely a possibility. Rosita, definitely a possibility. I doubt we're going to lose RJ. How would that really happen on there too? So it's kind of interesting, but we'll see what happens. I think we're going to lose Alpha, and we'll lose some people at Hilltop, probably smaller characters, but we'll have to see what they want to do. Because if we're losing Michonne, and hopefully we're gaining Maggie, we're already losing a big character like Michonne, so we can't lose too many other characters. We're not going to lose Daryl or Carol, I believe. And, a lot of people are worried about Jery, but we'll have to see what they want to do. Mark, Q&A, Bri, was it me, or did they focus a lot on Rosita saying baby Coco didn't need to grow up an orphan? Yeah, I mean, they did focus on Rosita. The whole Rosita, Father Gabriel dynamic when they were talking was just weird because Rosita comes in and she was like, I lost my way about this. And Father Gabriel's like, look, man, we got enough problems over here. We got to worry about this Dante guy. Worry about this, worry about that. You'll be fine. You'll be all right. And Rosita was like, what? This ain't the Father Gabriel that I wanted to be with. I need you to support me. I need you to be this there and there too. And then she was kind of flirting with, Eugene a little bit. After Sadiq's gone, was she like, man, I want to be with Eugene now? And then we see in the trailer for the back half of season 10 that she's potentially going to kiss Eugene. So maybe they kiss, maybe they don't. Maybe she's trying to be with him. Maybe she's not. Maybe she's just losing her way about it or something. But I don't know what's going to happen with that. But I could see Rosita trying to save someone, possibly Eugene, and dying that way. I don't think she gets the water tower death. I don't know if we're going to get that. I don't know if Father Gabriel gets the water tower death, but they definitely hinted at the whole Rosita Baby Coco thing. And Baby Coco, I just think it makes sense. And they've been highlighting it and throwing that she'll end up being Eugene's baby. Eugene will raise Baby Coco if Rosita goes away. But in the comics, Rosita and Eugene get together. Rosita is pregnant. She does not have the baby. She's one of the she's one of the Pike victims people. And I saw the question before, Xmas Girl, that I don't think we're going to get another Pike lineup. I think that's going to be done with that. I think we're going to get a big attacks on Hilltop. We're going to have a big return of Maggie. We're going to have something big with that. We're going to see Michonne on that naval cruiser, whatever you want to call it. And it should be pretty awesome. And I really hope it's action-packed and it's pretty great too. So, let's see what you got here. Some good questions. Some people are not sure of what they're saying. Xmas Girl, do you think Beta will survive to season 11? I think he gets away and he's still out there, because if we're losing Alpha, if we lose Alpha and Beta, what's going to happen with the Whisperers? I think Alpha goes down. I think Beta takes over running the Whisperers. I think the Whisperers are defeated, but a small group gets away, and Beta is one of those people that gets away, just like in the comics too. So just me. I missed the whole you don't know if I'm blinking or I'm winking, but I'm definitely thinking about The Walking Dead. I'll throw that in occasionally on there too, but I kind of want to get right into the mix with the videos and the content on there as well. And, I always got a lot to say about the viewers or the subscribers on that stuff too. So hopefully you guys saw my latest video about the license plates. We have different memberships for monthly memberships. We have a level 1, a level 2, and a level 3. So those are pretty awesome to have. The ability to be that as a membership. It's a monthly membership, and they're $1.99, $2.99, and $3.99. It'll give you access to a different chat for live streams. If one, you can just read what it is on there too, and the money comes back to us, and it comes to this way, and it's a good thing to do. I know some people like to donate through Patreon, and that's definitely awesome as well, but some people don't trust it. This way it goes through YouTube, it's through this organization, so it's the same thing, and it comes back to the channel on there as well. You'll get some different I think it's badges, you'll get emojis, and it's pretty cool. So I have set up a couple different things where I'll have to test it out. But, if you put in, let me see if it comes up. I know if you type in a couple different things that it'll pop up an emoji. Like if you typed in Michonne, it comes up for the different emojis that'll pop up for there as well if you're a subscriber or if you're a member, and it's pretty cool for it. And if you type in PT Peeps, all the emojis will come up for it. So it's a pretty cool thing, and you can come in for the chat and have a separate thing for it. So it'd be pretty cool. So if you want to just support the channel that way, that's great as well, or keep doing it. You don't have to do anything to support it. Just keep watching, subscribing, and hitting that subscribe button and ring the bell to make sure you get notifications. More people are getting, I think it's past now that people are not getting notified of that, or they weren't subscribed anymore. I think that really happened. That was something that was going there for a while. It might be because of the beta that they're doing, not the beta on The Walking Dead, but the beta for the YouTube studio and stuff. I don't know what was happening with it, but hopefully just check on that as well. So we still have our goal of 100,000 subscribers, and hopefully we can achieve that next year. I doubt we'll get the 13,000 this month, but that would be amazing if we did. I'm just hoping that we can push through next year to get that 100,000 subscribers, and it'll mean a lot to us, that's for sure. And then we'll be doing, a couple different things to celebrate it if and when that happens for us too. So, but a lot of people are saying some good stuff here. So thank you guys for taking the time for it. Jackie, happy Thanksgiving, all highbrow. Do you think Father G will ever talk about Anne's disappearance, or when Negan mentioned the chopper he saw at the garbage place? That's a great question, Jackie, and a lot of people bring that up in the comments, and I wish I had an answer for you. I just don't, because I don't know what the writers want to do with it, but it is a plot hole if you think about it, right? Jadis was there. No one ever asked about where Jadis went, right? No one asked anything, and no one ever asked about the helicopter that they saw or they heard or something there too. So the zombie apocalypse, I think, would be pretty quiet. And if you heard a chopper in the air, especially how close it was to the bridge, it had to be pretty close to it that you would hear something in there. And you might have seen different helicopters. Also, Father Gabriel probably didn't want to rat out Jadis, because the way she left and she was forced out, it was one of those things where you're like, maybe he didn't want to spill the beans. And Negan's been locked up in a jail cell. He probably wasn't talking about Jadis whatsoever. He was probably whatever. So it probably hasn't come up. I don't think it's come up yet. I don't think it's, we've never seen it. It's never been talked about on the show. So it have to be one of those things like, man, we go and we have to just read between the lines a little bit too. So B Mama B Mama B DKK. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you very much for that. Why do you Coco isn't in the Thanksgiving picture? So why do I think Coco isn't in the Thanksgiving picture? Well, That's a good question. Well, last year, The Walking Dead did the whole thing with the picture of the Thanksgiving thing. And I had it in the 2 videos where I had it. So you had the last year's picture, you had the helicopter in there, and it was pretty cool. And then, I forgot to think. So why do you think Coco isn't in the Thanksgiving picture? I don't know. I think Coco survives. Like, I don't want baby Coco to die. I don't want Judith to die. I don't want Gracie to die. I don't want any of the kids to die. I want them to be the future of the show, right? I want it to be pretty cool for it. But I think that they did leave out certain characters for a reason. I did think they do have some things that may come up that won't be there. Like Connie is not in the picture and Magna's not in the picture. So will they both die? I don't know. We didn't really see them much in the trailer at all, right? I mean, Magna's with our group in the cave. So could Magna die? For sure. Yumiko is not with them in the cave, so she'll probably be helping running things at Hilltop, so I think she survives. The early report was that Kelly dies, but I think we see Kelly in the trailer back at Hilltop. Connie, she could die for sure. Lauren Ridloff is filming Marvel movies now. She is in the Eternals. They are filming that right now, and so maybe she didn't film much in the back half of season 10 because she didn't film much because of the movie role, or she got killed off. So I think one of them has to die. Luke could die as well, but the big things in that picture that I shared with it was pretty cool. You see the skyline in the back. Is it Pittsburgh? Is it Ohio? Is it Philadelphia? Is it the Commonwealth? Is it, somewhere? You don't know what to think of what actually it is. The battle cruiser, battleship, naval ship. I don't know what to make of it. It's pretty cool. Clearly, Michonne is on there. Is she leaving the area? Is she bringing that back to Oceanside? That would be pretty awesome if she was. But we'll have to see what happens. I don't know because we didn't see RJ in the picture, I believe, really either. You see a girl next to Judith, if I remember. You see Dog. You see Carol. You see Father Gabriel. You see Jery. You see a bunch of people on there, pretty obvious, and you don't see the biggest thing is Magna and Connie. But you see Gamma, you see Aaron, you see people on there too. So it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy too. So where's my man Chris at? What do we got here? Christopher Leone. Do you think Gamma will make it through season 10 and become a member of one of our communities? I think she either makes it or she doesn't. Yeah, right. No. She either makes it all the way. Maybe she gets wounded and she survives and she's with her nephew, Adam, at Hilltop. I think that would be a great story. But I personally think Gamma dies trying to help our group somehow, some information. Give some information some way. I just think that's the way it happens. I just personally think that's what happens with this kind of writing. It just could happen, but the writers could throw a little mix up there too. But I think that it just doesn't bode well for her to help our group and get away with it. I personally hope she does. I think Thora Birch is really good in this role. I like her in this universe to stick around, and I would like her to have some connection with her nephew. That'd be pretty crazy if that happens. What if she survives and then Earl, who is, taking care of Adam, which I believe he's still taking care of him, is takes out Gamma because he hates the Whisperers so much. That would be crazy. But again, I don't know if that's, a thing or not. Renee Q&A, Bri. Thank you, Renee H., our moderator. She's doing an amazing job. She's keeping the trolls out. But so we're doing good. Thank you. Bri, what do you think of Aaron in that picture looking all battered or gulp like a walker? I don't think he's a walker. I just think he's kind of beat up a little bit. I think Aaron survives. I mean, I think he's going to lead the charge, and it's pretty cool if you look at the trailer where they have the shields and they have the tactics and they're working there, and Daryl's got the mace. I just wish they had the fire with the the arrows. But if they were firing it on them, they would have to light all those Whisperers and Walkers on fire. And I don't know if they had a good fire budget or not, but they're going to burn up Hilltop for sure. I just thought it would be pretty awesome for that tactic, but we'll have to see what happens. Blaine Q&A, when is Maggie coming back? Definitely season 11. She'll be a big part of the show. She'll be a season regular for season 11. Season 10, I would assume anywhere between episode 14, 15, or 16 is my best guess. But I assume she comes back. And she probably comes back to help out some way, but I still think Hilltop will fall and they have to rebuild it. And that'll be a part of season 11. After the war, they have to rebuild. Mario the third Q&A, what way you think Michonne is going to leave the show since she only has one episode left to do? Seems like it's been very rushed. Well, let's not confirm that she has one episode left. I hope she has at least 2 episodes. Most likely she's got 1 episode, just to put that out there. But I think she gets on the boat and she sails somewhere. She goes somewhere. And she has a lead, a really good lead to find Rick. But if they're in the middle of fighting the Whispers, if stuff is crazy, if stuff is, there, how can she feel comfortable just leaving Judith with Uncle Daryl and the group there too? Now, Judith is very capable. Judith is awesome. Judith is amazing, 10-year-old in the zombie apocalypse. She's not your average 10-year-old, but she's 10 years old. How could you feel comfortable with leaving the child out from your care? I don't know. So we'll have to see. But I think she's on the, naval ship, naval cruiser, whatever you want to call it. And she goes somewhere to go find Rick. I think that's the best thing for her. She stays alive. She has a chance to come back. And, there's been a lot of things talking about Rick so far, right? They're talking about Andrew Lincoln is retiring from acting, and Andrew Lincoln's this, and Angela Kang said they would love to have Rick back on the show. Of course they would want to have Rick back on the show. Who wouldn't want to have Rick back on the show? If you love The Walking Dead, Rick Grimes is the face, the story, just one of, if not the main person when people think of The Walking Dead. Now, I think the show can survive without Rick, and it's doing a great job since season 9, episode 5, because it's been over a season since Rick went away. And to be honest, I don't really miss him that much. He would be great on the show, but I think I'm still interested and, intrigued by the show for what it is. Tampy, what a name. Who do you think will die in Hilltop? I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know how they're going to do it. It could be some of the smaller characters. I want to know, where's Cal? Where's Eduardo? What have they been doing? And if, Maggie comes back, has Eduardo been there the whole time? And if Maggie comes back, or when Maggie comes back, will she get her comic story arc with Dante, who is not Dante on the show? That's a different character altogether because they changed it up. Would Alden or Eduardo be the character that Maggie ends up with? We don't know yet, but it's some good food for thought for sure. 3 Souls Paranormal, what's up? Paranormal, what's up, guys? So, what do we got here? So, Jalen, I didn't read the comics, but jumped on me when I was reading it. What is the next enemy after the Whispers, or what should I be looking forward to? It is the Commonwealth story arc, the New World Order, the Miltons, Mercer. It's pretty cool too. So, yeah. Hopefully the fake Sandra stays away, and it's pretty ridiculous on there too. It's pretty crazy on there. Yeah, Chris, my man Chris, I don't think any parent should just leave unless she hears the war is over. And Alpha's exactly. I don't think that it would be comfortable with leaving, Judith or RJ in the hands of anybody when there's a war going on. Even if it was, there, it just would be crazy too. So, Storm 3851, so Commonwealth is an enemy. Kind of. Some big stuff happens with it. It's definitely its own area, its own community, its own thing, but some big stuff happens. Some big stuff happens with our characters. Some good stuff, some bad stuff. So I would classify them as an acquaintance. They're not really, helpful heroes. They're not super villain. I mean, there's just so many characters there that some are good, some are bad, some are terrible. When you guys meet Sebastian Milton, you're going to be like, this is the worst character ever in the history of The Walking Dead. And if he's not, then the casting is pretty bad on the show because he's supposed to be a terrible character, for sure. Christopher Leone, do you think that we lose Father Gabriel? Sorry, it jumped on me. Every time I read it, it always jumps when I get to that question. Father Gabriel, due to the fact that we see Rosita and Eugene kissing in the trailer. I think Father Gabriel dies, and he was one of my charter victims on there too. Remember the cursed charter, people who signed the charter at Kingdom? It was Rachel from Oceanside, Father Gabriel from Alexandria, Tara from Hilltop, and Ezekiel and Carol from the Kingdom. I think everybody dies on that list except for Carol. So we already lost Tara. Father Gabriel's eventually going to go. Rachel will die at Oceanside, and then King Ezekiel will die from the Kingdom. Well, the Kingdom has fallen already. So that's kind of a thing that shows that the Kingdom is gone, but I still think that Ezekiel could die at some point. I don't think Carol ever dies, so I think Carol is the last one on the charter. And I can just imagine the scene where Carol finds the charter after the war is over, after the threats are all over. She finds it, and she sees everybody that signed it, and she's the only one that's still alive. That's how I would write it, but I don't write for the show. I write my own story and on there as well. Gary Page, great question. How old is baby Herschel? Well, he ain't a baby no more because when he was born, that was before the 6-year time jump. So he was close to probably 6.5, maybe even 7 years old now. He's definitely not a baby no more, but, we'll have to see Herschel. Where is Herschel? Where has Herschel been the whole time? Maybe it's some community living it up with them. So The Walking Dead is, a very important part of our day-to-days, and we're going to miss it for the next couple months for sure. But The Walking Dead will be back before you know it. It always is. We got the holidays coming up. Hopefully we got some other things happening. Hopefully we'll have some other shows, some other stuff there. So it'll be all right. We're going to try to make the break for you guys doable. We're trying to have some content. We'll have our live streams every Sunday. We'll have our different stuff to talk about. We'll have our different topics. We'll have our different theories. We'll do some top 10s. We'll do a bunch of things as well. So if you're a member, guys, there's also like a community chat in there as well. And there's some community things that you can post it there. You can give us some different ideas over the break. We have some stuff. I've been writing them down, and I have to write them down some more because I want to have daily content for a while, and I want to talk about things. But, when the show is not there, it's tough to talk about the specific videos all the time and specific content. But, we're going to try to fill that void for sure. I actually, change topics for a second here. I watched the movie Us on HBO. It premiered a couple weeks ago on HBO, and my wife and I watched it. Man, that's a crazy movie. I don't want to give it away. I want you to go watch it. It's a different kind of movie. I did not expect the way the movie, played out, but Us is a pretty good movie for sure. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. Mario the Third, the guy playing Virgil teased twists and turns in his story Michonne, which was posted by Comic Book. Could Virgil be trusted? I hope so, because if Virgil's not trusted, that would be crazy. What if that is a story arc? What if Virgil, the way Virgil was portrayed is that he was trying to get back to his family. We don't know how he got there, right? He was at a naval base. So he didn't have a boat? He could have said, my boat got destroyed and I'm trying to get back. Give us something, right? Because if he left the naval base, that it's hidden and it's put away, it's supposed to be a real base that they talked about on there. And if he's not there, if he couldn't get back on his own and he's trying to get in the ocean side and he's trying to get a boat and he's trying to do this, trying to do all that, and then he says, oh, hey, Michonne, we can team up a little bit. You need weapons. I got weapons. I can take you back to my family. We can do all that too. Even though he is rocking an orange backpack, that does not bode well for him. I think Michonne will be safe, but either two things. I think Virgil dies when they go back to the naval base, or Michonne is taken away. But the way she's on that boat, that naval cruiser, she's just like enjoying the sights. Like, yeah, life is good. I like being on a boat. I like this boat life, salt life, So I don't know what's going to happen there too with it. But I just don't think Michonne's going to die. I think it just keep her alive for the big reunion with Rick. And we don't know if Rick's ever going to come back to the show. If it is, it could be the last final season of the series, which could be season 12. I don't know. There's not been really any talk about that. We got season 11, so that's definitely happening next year into, got 2020 for the first half of season 11, and then the second half will be 2021. And then hopefully the Walking Dead World Beyond makes sense. Hope it's a good show. And also I want to talk about that, The Walking Dead World Beyond. And I've seen a thing that is going around, and people are wondering if it's going to be on Amazon Prime. And the word is that it is going to be on Amazon Prime, but they were talking about it in the aspect of international viewers. So it may be on Amazon Prime and AMC, because the whole article I read was talking about international viewers. It's going to be in Asia, the Pacific, and a couple spots on Amazon Prime. And then another spot, it's going to be on AMC International. And then I would assume it's going to be on AMC as well. But I have Amazon Prime and AMC, so either way, I'm covered for the show, and hopefully, it'll be on a network that you guys watch. And I think it's going to stay on AMC for the United States. I don't see them getting rid of that, but maybe it's on both. We'll have to wait and see. But they're filming Fear the Walking Dead right now. Season 6 is filming underway. There's been some talks of seeing a couple actors and a couple this and what to make of it. But we'll have to see what happens with the different stuff, because it's definitely a thing where Fear the Walking Dead, no one said that it's the final season. So I don't know if we're going to get a 7th season. But I feel like season 6 should be the last hurrah for Fear the Walking Dead, because that show is all over the place. It's jumped several sharks. It's done so many craziness things. It's not sure if it's going to be a realistic kind of zombie apocalypse show or if it's going to be campy and cheesy over the top. It's so like just all over the place too. Like it doesn't have an identity, and I think that's really hurting it as well. So yeah. Mellow Rider 703. Bri, it's tough to love The Walking Dead, but read the spoilers every week and know what's going to happen. No, not at all. Because when I read the spoilers, I'm just reading text. I'm not seeing any of the episodes, so I still have to see it for myself. Now, when big deaths occur and big things happen, and you're like, oh man, it's kind of crazy. And yes, to be surprised for the show, it would be better. It would be things like that too. But to get the information and share it with people that want to read it and see it and be a part of it, I don't think it takes away from the show. I still support it. I'm still all about the show. I love it. I still watch Talking Dead and the show and the repeats and all that stuff, and still haven't won the Talking Dead quiz. It's crazy. You have to get those answers so fast on the Talking Dead quiz, and it's when you log in, you try to do it, you read the question, and you have to answer it like immediately. You have to get basically 2,800 points, which is you get 1,000 per question, and every second that goes down, you lose points every second before you lock your answer in. So you have to answer it within like a second or two, and it has to be correct for you to actually win all 3 questions. It's pretty crazy and really tough to do. Sir Darkstar. Q&A, you think it's finally time for Jery to die? He's too big to get out of the hole from the promo. Yeah, I mean, I think they want us to think that too. Like every trailer of every season or half a season or every season has 2 trailers, the first half and the second half trailer. And I don't think that we've ever seen someone die in the trailer or something happen in the trailer and it be like, I knew that was happening because they gave it away. I don't think they have ever done that. I can't believe I've ever seen that happen. Now, we saw Rick bloodied and walking with his boots, so we knew something happened to Rick in season 9, but we knew something was going to happen to Rick anyway in season 9 because it was going to be his last season, it was going to be this, or it was going to be crazy. But we didn't see him die. We saw him bloodied. We didn't know why he was bloody. We didn't know why this was going to happen. But every year, someone's like, this happened, and people make those videos and they share them all around town. They send them to me on Instagram on the photo things and on Facebook, and they send all these different things. And they're like, look at this, and they do that, and it's like, man. So maybe Jery does die, but I doubt they would show it in the trailer like that if it's going to happen specifically like that. Now, it could happen, and I miss Jery. I miss Jery already. No, if Jery dies, that is a big disappointment because I think 2 of the 3 super funny characters, maybe 4, are Jery, Luke, Eugene, and Negan. They're some of the funniest characters on the show. And I think that's their role, is the comic relief. If Jery dies, that would really hurt the show. If Luke dies, it would hurt the show because I feel like Luke is the everyday man in the zombie apocalypse. To me, he reminds me of Jack Black of The Walking Dead, but which is hilarious, which are very funny. But I don't think it's one of those things where you can lose too many characters and the show can survive. We're already losing characters left and right. We lost Rick last season. We're losing Michonne this season. We're losing characters. We lost Carl in season 8. We lost Jesus in season 9. We're losing so many characters, so many big characters, and before you know it, who's going to be left? And we're going to lose a character or 2 in the back half of the season. Dee Merle was funny too. Merle was great, but he was, only in 3 seasons. So, but of all the time, Eugene's been around for a while. Luke's been around for recently, and Jery's been around since season 7. So, but Merle was definitely hilarious. I think that character would be much needed right now in this situation, but I hope Negan is that situation too. So I know somebody asked the question about Negan being shirtless, and something happened. So I don't know what to make of it. Is that when he took out Alpha? Is he getting, inducted into the Whisper Away? did something happen? And I don't know, because he looks upset. He looks kind of like he's going to cry. It just couldn't be, like something good is happening to him. And they want you to think like Negan is going to go against our group. And they want you to think that Negan is going to rat out Gamma. But I don't know. Because I don't think Negan is going to want to hurt Gamma. And I don't think that Negan is going to want to do anything but get out of the Whisperer camp and get back to Alexandria at some point. But the show is the show and the comic is the comic. I say it all the time. And if Negan is going to have the comic story arc, he's with the Whisperers now. He takes out Alpha, takes Alpha back. Well, the piece of Alpha that he shows that Alpha is not alive anymore. Alpha to Alexandria to get some good graces with Rick, who is probably Daryl now, or Father Gabriel. And they have to work together side by side. But in the trailer, you see Daryl has his repaired vest and he's at Hilltop. So does he get back to Alexandria, or is there only one battle at Hilltop? Because in the comics, there's a big battle at Alexandria. The gate comes down, so we'll have to see. So we'll have to see what happens. He's getting, Janet says, he's getting a switching. So he's getting smacked in the forearms. He could be. That's a great point. That's a great thing. He could be getting whipped by Alpha. But I just don't see that happening with Negan. You really think Negan would take that? Maybe, I guess, if he's just trying to fit in. But, yeah. Maybe he gets hit once and he's like, that's it, and then takes out Alpha. He's like, I can't do it. And takes her out. Starts beating her or something. I don't know. Because Alpha is like, it's just so crazy that everybody just does what Alpha says, right? And yeah, it's been so many years, 10 years in the zombie apocalypse, and people lost their way, and people are on this too. But fight or flight takes over, and people are just going to buy into what Alpha says. The environment is going to be what it is, but, people have their genetics and the people have their different dispositions where they're going to be able to be like, and then you see that you could be the Alpha if you take out Alpha. So we'll see. We'll see how it is. But yeah, it could be his initiation where he gets, whipped by Alpha. And then Beta comes in with a bigger stick, and he's like, and Negan's like, whoa, get that out of there. Yeah, but I hope it's funny. I hope it's kind of funny too. But they definitely have a good thing going for it. The mid-season finale was kind of lackluster for a lot of people. It wasn't the most captivating. It wasn't the most exciting. But stuff happened, for sure. The whole thing, it was a nice moment with Sadiq's funeral. We got the conclusion of Dante. We got, Father Gabriel stepping up, the whole angle with Rosita and, Father Gabriel and Eugene and whatever they're going to do there. The Michonne going away situation. So a lot happened. But for them to fall in a cave, it's just like, I don't know, too. And it's just funny, like, people are, like, posting comments like, it's a torch. Yes, I know it's a torch, but it's just funnier that it's a fire stick. And I have an Amazon Fire Stick. It's just funny. I don't know. Some things are just comedy. People get so mad sometimes with it. But, people are going to be people. Sir Darkstar Q&A, what if on the show Negan turns on the Whisperers during a fight with Alexandria and someone else will kill Alpha? So, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with it. I mean, the last time it was reported that Negan was filming with Alpha was when they were in the trailers and we saw the things and we showed the clips on there too. So I personally think that Negan fulfills his comic connection and he's got to be the redemption arc, story arc. He's the good guy that we need to trust and need to work on there too. And, he needs to help out and be a part of it too. But the big question is Lydia. How does Lydia fill into this? Because this is an outlier that we don't know what to do. She's back in Whisperer territory. So does she come across Gamma? Does she come across Negan? Does she come across the Whisperers at all? Or does she just go back to our group and we don't find out about it? But if she went into the Whisperer camp, it has to mean something big there too. And if you watch the trailer, we have a breakdown of it and we see that there's Whisperers with bow and arrows that are on, the flames are on fire, the tips are on fire. And we see the Alpha mask and someone's in black, and we see things there too, but it does not look like Alpha to me. It looks like somebody that is the new Alpha. Is that Lydia? Is that Gamma? Is that somebody else? We haven't really met too many other characters besides Lydia, Alpha, Beta, and Gamma. Like, we haven't met other Whispers. So we'll have to see what happens with it. And I'm excited to find out. I'm definitely excited to find out with it too. So, and I love when people wrote that Jery is not Winnie the Pooh. He can't get out of there. He can't fit, And you could see, like, he puts his hand up. He's like, and Aaron's yelling to him like, come on. He's definitely stuck. So we'll see what happens. But I hope people come rescue him. It's definitely something when Jery, my man Jery's got to survive. So we got a bunch of weeks before The Walking Dead returns. Hopefully we'll get some more information about the movie, the filming of the first movie. I don't know. The early word is that they were going to film around the last week of November. And I don't know if that's happening or not. Maybe they're setting things up because you have Fear the Walking Dead filming right now. That's in Texas. The Walking Dead World Beyond, that's got to be wrapping soon because that's 10 episodes. And they've been filming for a while, I believe. They filmed all summer for it. So I don't know how much longer they have for that. And then I guess they could start filming the movies. Or the movie, at least, for sure, too. So Jane, hey, Brian, PT Peeps finally made it. Awesome. Glad you guys to have it on there, too. So thank you guys for joining me. It really means a lot to me on there as well. And just to be a part of something, I know it's a big thing as well. People like to, say a lot of different things online, but I do this for people that love to talk about The Walking Dead. Teddy 23, awesome, cool. So I like when we can talk and be a connection and a community of The Walking Dead. Now, you like the show for one reason. I like the show for another reason. There are certain things that you like about it, and that's cool. And I'm not saying that you have to like why I like it and vice versa. When people start disrespecting other people and saying different stuff, and, it's been crazy that people are saying some crazy stuff on here and then on my other channel on Fight For Us about the book and about this and about that. And it's just crazy that people just love to run their mouth. And people just love to fight all the time about everything. And I love the people that are like, that show's still on. They comment that show's still on. Of course the show is still on. The Walking Dead is going strong. It's a game changer for television, for AMC. It's a great thing that we have. If you take out season 7, you have really 9 great seasons of the show. Season 8 was okay, but we'll have definitely 9 good seasons of the show. Season 7 was pretty crazy, and it was just kind of, lacking in a lot of stuff. And it's just one of those things where I'm like, man, I wish that The Walking Dead has a plan for it. And the future of the show, and a lot of people love asking the question, is it ending? Is it ending? And I see a lot of people asking questions on Facebook, and I'm like, man, they say some crazy stuff, and I don't know if they believe it, if they're believing the trolls and the clickbaits and the fake news. So it's crazy, right? So The Walking Dead season 10 is a wrap. That's already done. Season 11 is greenlit. We have Fear the Walking Dead season 6. We have The Walking Dead World Beyond season 1. We're going to have hopefully a trilogy of movies for the Rick Grimes movies. And hopefully more news comes out about that. They should start filming hopefully very soon. I don't know why they wouldn't. Maybe they want to do it start January after the holiday. But I don't know how long it takes to film a movie. Maybe 3 months, maybe 4 months. But you can film a lot of stuff in there. And hopefully the movie is filmed 3-4 months in Georgia. And it makes sense for the connecting point with Rick Grimes. Because the not knowing factor is bothering a lot of people. The not knowing factor about how Michonne goes out, about Maggie, about the Commonwealth, about there too. And some of those things have to be explained down the road. So let's give it time for it to happen. But the big thing is Rick Grimes. Can we get some explanation of it? Because the longer you wait and wait and wait about the character, I don't know if people miss the character or not, but he's not really there, and he hasn't really been there for over a season now. Season 9, episode 5 was his last episode, and we're coming up on season 10, episode 9 in February. So that's crazy, but I think the show is doing really well. Xmas Girl 304 QA, do you think the movie could be in production and it's being kept under wraps? It definitely could. They could be filming at the studio right now or next week or in a couple weeks, and we might not know. Because filming a movie at the studio is probably what it's going to be for a big part of it. Unless they go out and they film and there's more, unless the people around in Georgia are seeing them, or Andy Lincoln was seen flying into Atlanta airport or doing this or doing that, or, doing something with it, it's hard to get information, especially when it's a small operation at the studio. If you're at the studio, you're not going to get much information. When the spoilers, like this season of, The Walking Dead season 10 was probably the least amount of spoilers that came around since the spoiler groups have really been operating. And it's still been great. It's still been okay. But the Walking Dead movie has been so crazy of no information that I just wish there was information. I wish there was information coming out, even a little bit. Even when they're going to start filming, or what the plan is, or what the title's going to be, or something. They had little things here and there, but hopefully we'll get some more information. And Gimple's in charge of that, Scott and Gimple. So we'll see when information comes out, if it's legit or not, and how long it takes for the stuff to come around, because it makes sense for them to hide some things, but you do want to build some notoriety with it. But if we're going to have 42 weeks of the Walking Dead universe next year, they got enough on their plate right now. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes down. But I'm excited for it. Next year should be really good. There's a lot of stuff happened. 2019, in a month is over. Today is December 1st. In a month, it's January 1st. And it's 2020. So it's crazy to think about this year flying by. So many things have happened this year. This is, in a couple weeks, it's episode 9 of Star Wars. It's the last Star Wars movie of that trilogy of that stuff there, probably for a while. Game of Thrones ended. Rick's last episode. A lot of stuff was gone. We had the movie El Camino on Netflix. A lot of stuff is happening. 2020 should be great. We had Endgame. We had all these movies. We had all this stuff happening around that came out in 2019. Can 2020 be good, if not great? For sure. But will it live up to the different entertainment values that we've had this year? I don't know if we're going to get another year like this for a long, long time. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see what the future holds for it. And I do like the fact that a lot of the cast members are sticking around for The Walking Dead. They haven't ever recast anybody, that they haven't really done any of that way. They've had what they've had, and they've had a bunch of people stick around, and they had the characters go away but have the ability to come back. And I know a lot of people want to know what's going to happen with the plot holes that are there. But so say Michonne goes away in episode 12. That's true if it happens. That's the rumor, that's the speculation, that's what it's had. So she gets on a boat and cruises away. Is every week going to be, when's Michonne coming back? Is Michonne coming back? Where's Michonne? Where's Michonne? Is Michonne going to be the new Morales? Michonne did it. Michonne's there. Michonne. This is the last season of Michonne. Does she have 1 episode left? 2 episodes left? Because when she leaves, she's not coming back. That's just how it's going to be, So we'll have to see what happens, but I don't know. Tampy, do you think Gage will die? I don't know. I think so. I personally thought he was going to be the guy spray painting stuff, and maybe Gage gets the water tower death, and that's still been my early pick for that water tower death if it's going to happen. Thank you guys for joining me here. Will Dog sadly die? I hope not. I could see Dog and Daryl and Carol, or Dog, Daryl, and Judith surviving to the very end with RJ and Gracie and certain characters for sure. Jane Bry, we got some hints by Gimple, but he talks in circles. That's for sure he does. There's been some little things here and there too, but I love when Angela Kang does an interview, or if she's on Talking Dead and she says some things, she'll tell you flat out, I can't really tell you that, or I don't want to spoil that for anybody, or I don't want to give too much away. And then she talks what she says. She says what she says, and she does it. She's not like, well, yeah, we're gonna have some differences, and yeah, people are gonna go, and people are gonna do this, and it's just yeah, that happened for a reason. It was clearly shown for a reason, and just look at the interviews, and you'll see that it's so like don't want to say anything too bad or give too much away, and I don't know how to talk, so I have to think about this and how I want to respond, and and it's just like. Angela Kang has been a breath of fresh air for The Walking Dead, I believe, and I've liked everything she's done so far. She's done everything from season 9 to season 10 so far has been solid, probably A- across the board. Some things a little there, but ultimately she's definitely getting an A grade for sure. For me, it's pretty good too. So today is December 1st, 2019. A lot of stuff's going to be happening. We got the holidays coming up. Hopefully, you got your shopping started, maybe even done. I don't know. I know some people that are already done or close to done their holiday shopping, and some people haven't even started, and some people love to shop right before the holidays. So hopefully you got some good deals, or are going to get some good deals. Cyber Monday is tomorrow, but they'll always have some good deals on there too. And all myself, and hopefully you're watching The Mandalorian and you're checking it out. But all I know is I want that little baby Yoda to have a plush, stuffed animal or something, because my wife wants one of those so bad, and hopefully they'll make those coming up for the holiday season, because I would love to get that for sure for her. But hopefully you've checked out our Instagram at the PT channel. We have a Facebook. We have a bunch of different things on there too. So hopefully you don't miss out. There's some things that we post on Instagram at the PT channel, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook on there as well. Hopefully in a week or two, we'll be able to let my little guy Otis out of the room, because we're still keeping him away from Milo, because hopefully, we got a cat. We got Milo and Otis now, the two cats. And I'm hard at work on book 11 called Access. Hopefully you checked out In 100 Days. If you have, and you definitely bought on there too, and you enjoyed it, and you definitely please give a review on Amazon or wherever you bought it. It'll really help out, as well, to build the notoriety for it. And sometimes if you get some good reviews and ratings on there, more people can catch it and check it out. But In 100 Days is the first prequel. We have 10 books now for Fight For Us. Hopefully you'll check those out in the link in the description. And we'll have that for you coming out very soon. Book 11 should be out probably early. I don't want to say exact month, because I don't know exactly. But I started chapter 6, and I usually write about 18 chapters in a book now. It just fits the story, and it just goes well with it too. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it. You're checking it out, and you will. If not, Kindle is definitely the cheaper way to go. Paperbacks are $10.99. And I wish I could make everything cheaper than it is, but, I'm an independent person, so I don't have a publisher and a contract with things. So I give the thing, and it just comes back a small percentage of it. So, I wish I could make it cheaper for everything. But as an independent person, you got to, do it this way for me. So I'm excited for the future of Fight For Us and the spinoffs on there too. And it'll fill the void for a zombie apocalypse on there as well too. So the haters love to give me problems with it and say, you did this and you did that and your book's this and your book's that. But either way, I enjoy writing it. There's a lot of people that enjoy reading it and enjoying that whole tale of what it is for Ryan and his friends. And I don't know, I guess I got to put Otis in the book now too, maybe we'll see. I don't know. So I can definitely incorporate a lot of things in there too. Hope you guys will check it out and join the fight, like I say, and become a fighter. I'm definitely excited to continue that with you. Jonathan Wilder, do you think the show will continue even after the Well arc? I guess you mean the Commonwealth arc? I don't think so. I personally think that people talk a big game. People are saying that they can... I got to give a spoiler here from the comics. A big spoiler, a major spoiler, the biggest spoiler you can have with the comics. Spoiler, 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 warning for the comics. So, right before Rick, there was the comic, Rick got shot at the end of the comic. I think it's issue 192. Then people are like, the comic can continue on. It has a long life after Rick. It can do that. It can live. It can be gone. It can do this. Well, here's your other future comic covers. They can go on. The story can go on without Rick Grimes. One issue later, issue 193, Rick's gone. And the comic's over. So what were they saying? Were they BSing us? Were they trying to say that buy the issues, keep going? Or did they really think it could go, but they couldn't do it on there as well? Because I think that's what they're kind of doing here with the show. Season 11 will probably be a heavy arc of the Commonwealth story arc. Excuse me. Season 12 will be probably around where it ends in the comics. Now, you already have Fear the Walking Dead, which has nothing to do with the comic. You already have The Walking Dead World Beyond, which has nothing to do with the comic. CRM, all that stuff, nothing to do with the comic. So they can continue that. So how can you continue The Walking Dead show with Fear the Walking Dead, spinoff, and movies? That just seems like a lot of extra stuff. And if you drag it out and stretch it out and continue it on with some other thing written by writers that aren't really... Robert Kirkman will be connected with the show for sure, but it's just the way it ended. I think it's a good ending piece, the way it ends, the comic stuff, and I think that's going to be the ending of the show. Obviously not with the character of the comic because they're not on the show anymore, but I would think that it makes sense for Judith to have that ending. So I think that's the way it ends, regardless of what they like to say, because they said the same thing about the comic. Charlie Adler, the comic can exist way after Rick's gone. No, it can't, evidently, because you ended it one episode after Rick got shot, and then the next one he was a walker, and then he was gone. And you're like, okay, so it ended really abruptly. So it clearly couldn't exist, or you didn't want it to exist, and you didn't want to stretch it out. All good things must come to an end. A beginning, a middle, and an end. The beginning, the middle, the end. Everything has to have there. Now, you could spin off some other way, and you could do that. Like when I write my book series, I have the beginning, I have my middle ground. Like right now, book 11 is around the middle ground. Book 10 and 11 is around the middle ground. Probably around book 20 will be the final book of it. But there could be spin-offs. There could be another series, the way it ends, and there could be a different thing with it. I definitely have different ideas for it, but every good writer should have a beginning, a middle, and an end to their story. If it's a book or a series or a movie or what. I just think that's the way it's got to be. Now, if you look at Game of Thrones, great beginning, great middle, terrible ending. A lot of people are pissed about it. But we'll have to see what happens with The Walking Dead. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you, B Mama B. Appreciate it for the super chat. Thank you guys for joining me. Check out the memberships if it interests you or not. Check out Patreon. Check out the book series. Check out the links in the description below. Check out all that stuff if you want to help out and support the channel. Thank you guys for joining me. I truly appreciate it. It really means a lot to me. So we'll be back next Sunday for our live stream. We'll have a bunch of different things to talk about it. I already have some videos made for this upcoming week. I'll have to continue with that. So we'll have Walking Dead content. We'll be doing top 10 lists, but shoot me a comment or a message or somewhere on there and give me some ideas that you want to have. I'll give you a shout out for sure if we use it. Thank you guys for doing that, and truly appreciate you taking the time to be here and being a part of our Walking Dead channel here at the PT channel. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about love, support, staying true to yourself, blocking out the haters, and enjoy the break. I know it sucks because we'll be back in February 23rd, but it'll be back before you know it. We'll be having more videos to fill the void for it. But thank you guys, and enjoy your weekend, and hopefully you enjoy the holiday season. See you next Sunday. See ya.